What's up, guys? It's AJ. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a speed build for you. It is a internet cafe that also happens to be a karaoke bar, mostly because there is no such lot as just having an internet cafe. But if you are familiar with internet cafes, they're basically places where you can go and you can rent really, really high-powered, very powerful computers, and then you can rent these in like a booth, or you can rent like kind of like a little mini room, so you're kind of staying in like a very bare essentials room with a really nice computer and a super fast internet connection. And they have these like a lot over Asia, and I've heard about them somewhere in like the US maybe, but maybe that's a little less common there. But I've never been to one, and I would love to go visit one someday, so hopefully put that on my bucket list and we can check that off. But yeah, if you're new here, how is it going? Let me know how you're doing down in the comments. Actually, I kind of have been curious as to what it is that makes you click on the video. I've been trying to figure out like thumbnails and figure out how to make my videos seem, intriguing, I guess. And so just let me know, like, in the comments what it was about this video that made you click on it. I'd love to know. It would help me out a lot. Whether it's just like, I just wanted to support you, or if you're like, I thought the thumbnail looked interesting, just anything really would help me out. So if you do that, thank you very much. In general, I think I could just use some tips, tricks, etc. Like if you are also a sim tuber, just let me know like what it is that you do in your thumbnails or when you're making speed builds, things like that for your videos, and kind of what you think I could do better to make my speed builds a little better. I kind of have an idea already of what I could do. My main thing is I stop the video whenever I find myself spending too much time picking colors, and then I don't remember to hit record again. And I am a terrible person for doing that, because a lot of the stuff I get done, and then sometimes you'll see gaps in the process, and I'm just like, I don't want to redo that. But if you have any tips on that, maybe that would help. But there is probably about 30 minutes worth of building that did not get put into this video, and that's like the last half. You'll see in the tour like the difference between like kind of where we left off and where it ended up. So forgive me for that. I get kind of caught up whenever I am recording, and I'm just like, oh gosh, I have to like get it good and do a good job or something. Oh, also shout out to the Moschino stuff. I like these chairs for this. I kind of wanted this to be kind of a funky space, so these yellow and black chairs and that rug, this is so cool looking. Yeah, so we have like a little front desk area, because whenever you go to an internet cafe, I'm assuming that there is like a front desk where you can go to rent out the space that you want. But yeah. Oh yeah, I decided to go with the black chairs. Yeah, this space changed a lot. I ended up making it black instead of white, and just a lot of things changed. And I moved it forward a little bit so that I could build some space off that like longer hallway there. But this is the biggest lot I've built on, I think, since starting speed builds. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's not the biggest lot I've built on, but this is the biggest lot I've built on and like completed since I've started making speed builds. There's a lot of lots that I've started just to kind of like get going, maybe get a little inspiration, but I haven't actually finished. And I put those techniques in that I've learned from doing those speed builds into the videos that I make. But yeah, wow, just rewatching this, I'm just seeing just how much this changed. I mean, not too much about the actual like structure, but just the outside changed a lot. And the exterior, because you know when you're like posting a picture, posting to the gallery, and it just has like this very generic angle, and you're like, okay, this makes my build look really bad. So I was like, I can't do this. I need to have like a better idea of how to get this done. So I kept like looking at that gallery view and being like, okay, how can I make this look more appealing in the screenshot? And I realized that you can edit it in the tray importer, and sometimes I actually have not done that yet, but sometimes I think about doing that, and I'm just like, I don't know, maybe I'll do it one day, you know. But for now, I wanted to focus on like getting one really good shot from the front or whatever view that the gallery takes from. If you have any tips on that, again, I'm here to learn. I'm here to like post stuff, and if you guys have any idea of how to improve it, and if you guys have any idea of how I could be better, let me know, please. Yeah. One thing I'll say about this build is I also had kind of a hard time with the landscaping. And I'm usually not, I guess I just had a hard time in general with the whole exterior. I had a really good idea about how to do the inside, because I don't know, if you follow me on Instagram, I'll have a link down below, but if you follow me on Instagram, I have a really nice picture of one of those isometric dollhouse style builds that I made, and I like it a lot. I seem to get a lot of likes when I post those isometric style builds, and I really like those because I can get a lot of inspiration. I think I spent like an entire day just making little doll houses. But yeah, I posted a picture of that, and that was kind of my inspiration for this, and it was just like this, basically the ideal version of what this would be. But because of the size of this lot, I really felt like I needed to kind of fill the space, and I couldn't just have it be like one square, because like that's a pretty basic build. But basic build. But yeah, this room is kind of the closest to the build that I was thinking and that I posted. But then it also was like I want to like have more fun stuff, and I think eventually I ended up building up on the third level and just making that like a place for like the actual classic arcade games, and then those little 3D rigs that people build. Yeah. I don't have any like crazy awesome build tips for this. The only build tip that I would say that I love is changing the color of the lighting. I love changing the color of lighting. I think it really just makes everything better if you switch up the lighting a little bit, and it can really change the mood of a place. So that's my big tips, you know. And also I used debug items, and I used live edit objects, and I used the move objects cheat, so just keep that in mind. I did these lights on the walls, and I really liked that idea. The square lights, maybe you'll see it, maybe it's on screen. And I thought it kind of looked like really cool with the square panels on the wall too. Oh, and I used one of these like wall lights they're really bright, and I like them a lot, and I use those all on the external as well. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I really like it. I don't really have much to talk about with you guys, but I will say I built this about 3 different times with 3 different types of models. The first one was the most true to the original inspiration, and then I realized it didn't work for this lot, so I redid it, and then I built another one out, and I posted that one on my Instagram as well. It's like shaped like an Xbox, and that wasn't my intention, but then once I realized that it was shaped like an Xbox, I was like, alright, I gotta go with this. I gotta do this. So then I stuck with it, and then I was kind of like, got to the point where I was ending it, and I was like, ooh, I don't really like it, and then I'll come back to it, but then I ended up that I didn't save it. So I had a lot of work that I didn't complete before I demolished it and started this one. So that was really unfortunate. And, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I have an affinity with the color black. I either am going to have, like, a build that's, like, all white, or if I decide to go in and do black, it's going to be mostly black. And that's just kind of, I don't know. I just like monochromatic. I'm a sucker for the monochromatic looks. Yeah. Oh yeah, so the third level is where we're doing the arcade, like the classic arcade. Oh yeah, and sometimes you'll see me like pop up in the gallery and be like, how does this look from the gallery? And it just looks dark. And then I was like, okay, I need to put on more lights or something, and ugh. Anyways, guys, I hope you like this.